Tim, when we drove by your church, your parking lot was absolutely jammed. And I said to my wife, I said, oh my goodness, look at, they're actually having a church service inside the church.
Oh.
And I took a deep breath and I stopped. And then all of a sudden, who do I see? But I see you standing on a platform or standing on a dais with a microphone standing outside. It was probably about 43, 44, 45 degrees outside. And I see you standing talking to a jam-packed parking lot of cars and pickup trucks as if it was a drive-in movie.
Yeah.
Tell me what you were doing.
Well, we scrambled, I think, like everybody else when we saw this coming. And I had a friend in the Twin Cities that said they were going to try drive-in church.
Uh-huh.
And they got to do it 1 week before the governor over there called a complete stay-at-home order.
Sure.
And they said it went great, but they, had to pull the plug on the service because of the stay-at-home order.
Yeah.
And so I ordered a transmitter and thought, well, we'll try that here. And it worked out. Last week we had about as many as we normally have. We run about 90 to 100 people.
That's incredible.
And then this week we invited Brookings Christian Church from Brookings.
Uh-huh.
And I called Pastor Mike over there and asked if he'd like to get involved too. And he said, sure. And so this week I took the sermon and he took the communion meditation. And next week we're going to switch off. And he brought a lot of folks out too. So.
Well, it was, South Dakota is reacting to this crisis in a variety of ways. And taking a look at what you were doing and your church was doing is just downright inspirational.
Oh, thank you. It's really been a morale boost. As tough a time as it is, I think just the feeling of resilience and that, today we talked about Christ coming in and saying that if the people stop praising, even the rocks will cry out. So we got to identify with that a little bit today, that, that we're shut down a little bit, but we still, burst forth in praise, or honking as it is.
Tell me how people in your parish are doing.
They're doing well. We don't have anyone that has had symptoms or any COVID.
Right.
But it seems like now we're at a phase where everyone knows someone who's affected. Yeah. And so most of the prayer requests, as I was up there today, instead of having verbal prayer requests, people would text them to me. And most of them were about someone that someone knew that had COVID. The precautions that we take is that everyone's supposed to come and all windows are supposed to be up, and you bring your own communion elements. We don't have bulletins. We have, I found an app for the phone that we put the bulletin on, so everyone's getting to look at their phone and use the app. We put all the song lyrics and we just pipe in some songs, and if people want to sing in their cars, I love it. And that's great. So, and then we wipe everything down, Clorox everything afterwards. There's only about 4 or 5 people that are necessary to be outside, and they're supposed to keep their distance and everything. And there's no bathroom, so we shorten up the service to hopefully about 45 minutes, and we tell people that please use the bathroom beforehand. So.
Yeah. I noticed that there was an individual taking an offering in a cardboard box that he would stand as the cars would exit the parking lot.
Yeah, and he's supposed to keep that stable, and they're supposed to toss in their offering.
Well, perfect. I congratulate. I thank you for a late Sunday morning drive that was downright inspirational. Like I said, I drove by the parking lot and I said, "Oh my goodness, they've got a service in the inside of that church, and your parking lot was jammed." And I took a second look, and there you were standing on that dais with an FM transmitter. It was beautiful.